So now I'm back, y'all, to do what? Part 5? Or was it part 6? I think it's part 5. I think it's part 6. Either way, let's get to it. Okay, yeah. It's part 6. So you end up asking her, do you know who left this note? She tells you no, somebody from night shift instructed her to give it to you in the morning. Because, I mean, you do go there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You get where I'm going with it. So you can't help but to think that it's your current situation. So you're like, maybe it's Ken. I mean, because who else could it be? You've been single for 2 years prior to Ken. So you like, that's all another person can think. Because it cannot be your ex. It just cannot be him. So you go to your class, it's normal. You listening to the instructor, you participate, and you even in your little group or whatever. But you can't help but to think about this note. Come on this hunt with me, and everything will be revealed. And who got something to reveal? So you is thinking really hard. Now your class is over. You got study hall in between this class and your next class. And a group of your nursing friends, y'all always get together and y'all go to study hall. Y'all talk about y'all week. Y'all write down y'all goals for the week. Y'all even anticipate y'all grades on a couple of the quizzes that y'all got this week. And on your way to study hall, you start seeing little sticky notes on the wall. And there's small little messages on there. One of them says, is this getting your attention? Yes, this is for you. Yes, you. Rain, look over here. Then you get to the big note. It was some type of riddle on it. So it goes like, this day started with rain and ended with cheer. I met you at home base. This has been one hell of a year. Atomic habits make clear change. Chapter 15 will help you with self-care arrangement. The fuck does that mean? Bitch, you head on to your motherfucking study group. You say hey to your friends. Y'all start talking. Y'all start updating each other about life. And then y'all pretty much get to work. And that is an all-girls group. So, of course, boy shit comes. End up telling them about his mom, his egg, everything that happened over the motherfucking weekend with them. One of your friends like, girl, that could not be me. Mamas be so mad. It was like, bitch, I hope you left his egg. You like, I did, but, you know, I do miss him. Like, he was a really good guy. He's a great guy, actually. So you end up telling them about the riddle. It's like, did y'all see that shit coming down the aisle? It was like, yeah. We've been trying to figure the riddle out. And they was like, was that for you? Because it did mention your name. Right. R-A-Y-N-E. Is that you? You like, yeah, that shit for me. Like, I got a message this morning with my motherfucking Dunkin' Donuts. Y'all sitting together trying to piece this motherfucker post because you don't really know what's going on and you don't know who the fuck these messages coming from. So you looking through your book bag and shit and you end up pulling out a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits make clear changes. The 15th chapter will show you your self-care arrangement. Oh, he knew that you've been reading this book. You go to the 15th chapter, you end up seeing a Visa debit card with a note attached to it that says self-care, $1,500. What? Bitch, you excited. So you bump out tacos while we study? Bitches is on me. So y'all end up ordering some tacos and y'all finishing up y'all studying. Now, because you got this little arm, I ain't gonna lie, bitch, you skip school for the rest of the motherfucker because you deserve some self-care. The first place you went to was the motherfucking nail spa. You needed it so bad. You went in there, let me get your VIP pedicure and then let me also get a manicure, please. Yeah. You get your pedicure first. They ask you what kind of wine you want, bitch, you won't read. And then you sitting there. All of a sudden, the doors open up to the nail spot. And some people come in with instruments and shit. You're like, what the fuck is going on, right? You looking down at your phone, you're like, what the fuck? They start singing. If I had to choose, I know I'm going to always standing right there in front of you. After they I guess the leader of the band ends up handing you another note. The note said, a beautiful song for a beautiful lady. I don't even know how I got her to date me. Tonight will be a night. I hope you remember. Let's get dressed up so we can rekindle. Open this envelope. You'll find you a prize. Go shopping, but do it on Rodeo Drive. Shit. Okay. Now, y'all ain't hell no Rodeo Drive. You ain't live too far from Peachtree in Atlanta. So that's exactly where you went. You went into a couple boutiques. You end up seeing the most prettiest dress from a window on the mannequin. So you end up going in there. You looking for the dress on the rack or on the wall. While doing so, you end up seeing his little sister. Honestly, this little sister was a little weird. And she didn't really dress. She kind of dressed like a little emo, like a little anime character. So you didn't know why she would be in a boutique anyway. You saw her sitting right there like she was waiting on somebody to come out of the dressing room. You end up looking over there to y'all eventually end up locking eyes. It's like, oh, hey, Rain, you know, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Like, yeah, you like, what you doing here? Because you wouldn't expect for her to be in a place like this. She's like, oh, no, I'm here with Jules and my mom. So you like, okay, cool. And you've been enjoying your motherfucking, you don't really have time for the bullshit. Your goal is to get on the other side of the stuff. Matter of fact, bitch, you honestly want to leave the stuff. So you end end up putting the dress back. And as you walking out the store, you hear Jules' voice. Oh, what? You can't afford anything in here? Bitch, don't you start this shit with me today. You ignored the bitch. And you end up leaving out of the store. You went in a few other stores. After about 4 stores, eventually found a dress that you like. You was out. You figured that you don't go ahead and get yourself some meat. So you go to a restaurant. You go and sit down. You place your order. You look over there to the left. You see Ken at a table with a woman that you have never seen before. They was laughing. She was cheesing so hard. It looks like she was so deep into the conversation. You're like, wow, he moved on really fast. When the waitress brought your food, you end up asking her, can you get it to go? Because you don't want him to see you have seen him. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just get the fuck up out of here. So you end up making it back to your car. When you make it back to you put your things in your trunk. You sit in the driver, so you end up noticing that there's a slip on your front windshield. You open up the note and it reads this: I just want you to know you're the most important girl in my world. Don't listen to what people say. This is all about you and me. You getting real close. I swear you real hot. Go ahead, baby. Head back to your spot. So you get back to the house. When you pull up, girl, it's so many motherfucking flowers on your goddamn porch. Balloons, flowers. He even got one of them little yard signs. Who is this? They is going too far. Will you be mine? Who the fuck is you?